right, if you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, ready.
Let's do this.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee is on the roll, 3-1, straight climb out, 2,000 feet.
On full power with the plane. There we go, and we're off. So the only problem with this hour of the day right now is we have clouds kind of all the way around us. So we just got to go find the open sky areas. This area looks all nice over here. That's Collingwood that way.
Okay.
Wasaga Beach is over here. The air is very smooth today. So far, so good. Later on in the day, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the air gets very rough.
Okay.
Because it gets warm. This is the best time of the day to fly.
Has autopilot. What it's actually doing?
If I use the autopilot, it will fly us to whatever destination I punch into the computer.
Oh.
So then you just take your hand off the control and it will do turns and everything.
And takeoff and landing you need to do yourself, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to do it. I'm old school, so I've never done that. I'm afraid to try it.
Approaching
like,
altitude.
It's like I don't use autopilot on Tesla.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, we're now 1,300 feet over the ground. We're about the height of the CN Tower restaurant.
It's beautiful. Wow.
Very nice.
I just
yeah, for sure, man.
Started.
Yeah.
Leaving altitude.
Really nice scenery, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Now, I guess I should ask you, is there any certain direction you would like to go, or you just want to try flying the plane?
Not at all. Just try flying.
All right, so what I want you to do is do exactly what you're doing. Put your hand on the control stick, and I want you to feel what it's like when I take the aircraft and start turning it. I want you to feel how little the motion you need on this stick to make it work.
Okay.
So if we want to take the plane and turn it to the right, all I'm going to do is take this stick and go like this. That's it, just very little. And now if I want to stop turning, I'll bring it back to straight. So now we're back to level flying. Now we're going to take it, we're going to turn it to the left. take it and straighten it out. The other things we can do with the aircraft is climb. In order to climb, we just get a little pull towards us like this. Now we're going up. The reason we know we're going up is this is our altimeter. You can see the needle going up. That's how many feet above sea level we are. Not above the ground, but above sea level.
Okay.
So right now we're 2,400 feet. The other thing that happens when we're climbing is the plane slows down. That's our speed. I don't like it to go any slower than 60. That's as slow as I want to go, so I'm going to just push the nose forward, let it pick up speed. And if I want to go down, we just take the stick and go forward like this. Now we're in a descent. I'm just going to level this nose a little bit. There we go. So Vadim, I want you to play with it yourself. I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to move it away like this. So that way you can just get used to starting to move the plane around.
Okay.
Very sensitive, so just be gentle, gentle on it. Very nice. There you go. Very nice. So one of the very first things we always try to do as a pilot is we try to perfect the art of turning without climbing or descending.
Okay.
And you're doing that well. Right now we're at, 2,000, almost 2,300 feet. I'm just going to set, see that little blue thing there? I'll set that for you. That way it kind of keeps you in the same area. If you see it, if it leaves by 100 feet, which these are hundreds of feet, it will warn you and let you know.
Okay.
So that way you could just play around with it and start turning. Very nice. You're getting the hang of it already.
Collingwood traffic, Cessna 172, Golf Victor Lima Delta is 2,300 feet, just over the west side of Collingwood at doing some sightseeing. We'll be in the area for a little bit before heading towards the Beaver Valley. Golf Victor Lima Delta.
Leaving altitude.
Okay.
So right now you're diving, so just pull back. That's it. Nice. Out here is confusing because it's water. If we go towards the land, it's easier to get an idea where the ground is, and then that way you won't get confused.
Okay. So now when it's going up, it means I'm going down, right?
That's right. When it's going this way around, that means down.
Okay.
This is up, that's down. The other way to know is this gauge here will tell you if it's going down. If this needle is below the zero, that means we're going down. If it's above, that means we're going up. right now we're doing 75 knots. That's our speed. That's like 145 kilometers an hour. Have any questions for me at all?
I just was trying to put straight on the road.
Oh yeah, yeah, cool. Yeah, it's your hour. You can go any direction you want. You can do anything you want with the plane. I'm here to make sure you do it safely. So right over there, in all those buildings there, that's an airport. So we just have to. We can't fly right too close to it. This is okay here.
Which way we can do that?
Well, we could go that way, we could go that way. We just don't want to go over top of the airport.
Okay.
This...
Can we cross the line? Because I see there's like...
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So over here is the town of Midland, Penetanguishene, and off in this direction is the city of Aurelia. So you got Aurelia over here, you have Barrie over there.
Collingwood traffic, Yankee Oscar, you're holding short 3-1. I think your finger is on
the button. Yeah, there you go.
Collingwood traffic, Yankee Oscar, you're backtrack 3-1.
Where can you go with this flight?
Approaching altitude.
How far? We could do 700 miles.
Okay.
So that's far. So about 7 hours of flying if we filled up the tanks full of gas. Your bladder won't last that long. You'll have to stop every few hours.
Right.
Yeah, the air is very smooth right now. This is a treat.
If you wanna let's say go somewhere, do you need to book where you're gonna stay? Do you need to call airport, whatever, and say, okay, I'm gonna land
Nope.
there? Or...
Nope.
Oh. So it's pretty much free. You can just
very, very free.
Leaving altitude.
Most airports don't charge you to fly to because they want to sell gas and stuff. So airports are seen like gas stations.
Okay.
The better the airport, the better the amenities. Better services they have. So they'll have restaurants or things like that. Going to reduce our throttle just a little bit. Yep, so this is the town of Midland right here.
Oh, I thought it's...
We get places pretty fast with a plane.
right.
No roads, no speed limits.
Do you go somewhere on the plane? I mean, outside of GTA?
I'm sorry?
Do you go somewhere on the plane, outside of GTA? I mean, do you use for the trips?
Oh yeah.
The plane, yeah?
Oh yeah. I've taken this plane to Florida.
Oh. How many stops did you do?
I did 4 stops just because I wanted to go check things out. I was in no rush to get there, so I took 2 days, but it only took 9 hours of flying.
Oh.
I could have done it in 1 day, but I decided not to.
And you need to know the map, where you're restricted, or
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So part of being a pilot is learning all of that stuff and learning how to decipher the maps, because we have aviation maps. And you have to learn airspace, regulations, rules, laws, all that stuff. For up here, this is what they call uncontrolled airspace, so we can really do whatever we want here. Once we get near Toronto, we have to ask permission to do things because it's a lot of planes in the sky there.
Okay.
So we just use the radio, we tune into the frequency, and we call the controller and ask for permission to enter into their zone.
Okay. I feel like it's turning itself like a little bit, like is it
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it's normal, right?
Yeah, it's normal, yeah.
Is it because of wind or
Wind,
because...
yeah.
Okay. How can I adjust it, like...
I'm going to show you that right now. So
Okay.
take your 2 feet, put them up on those pedals like this. They have one there, one there.
Okay.
The pedals control the rudder at the back, the rudder, like the tail. So if you find that it's turning this way, you push a little bit of left foot down.
Okay, I feel...
So push your left just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Calling the traffic Yankee left to roll 31 for departure.
That's it.
Okay, another question.
Yep.
My wife's birthday is October. Like, is it like still good time to buy? I mean, to fly after that?
Oh yeah. I fly year round, even in the winter.
Okay, but it's harder to adjust, right? I mean,
Well,
the weather.
Well, it
the
depends.
wind.
Yeah.
the-
It depends. Like November's the worst month because the weather's always a little crazy, very windy.
Yeah.
But December's usually really nice. January's nice. February's nice, but it's cold. But this has a heater. You know, just wear a sweatshirt. I usually wear a sweatshirt or a light jacket in here. Some good pants, thick socks, and pull this knob for the heater here.
Okay. The one thing, like how I bought the Tesla, it's like I tried. I was so excited because you know, like
Oh yeah.
it's experience like on the highway, like or like on this road, like on the streets, like even like when you go like from garage like up,
Yeah.
usually the cars like sucks, like you just
Yeah.
started and here I say, I
Right
brought
away.
my
Yeah.
wife say, okay, let's do just test drive, just like to show
Yeah.
you like what is it, and say, okay, we're like going up, just press the gas, and she pressed, whoa. And actually, like, that's how I bought the Tesla. It's pretty expensive car, but we need this car.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know, like, what she will tell, like, if she will try the plane.
I know.
Yeah, it's like, I like it. What is that?
What are we looking at? The islands here?
Island and, oh, okay, there's a small place, like, I think it's maybe cottages.
Yeah, those would be cottages
Calling
there.
the traffic, helicopter Golf Mike
So-
Uniform Romeo is just lifting off base of the Oslo Ski Club.
Right here,
Direct
this
inbound
line
from
here
the west for this
is what they call the beginning of the Canadian Shield. The Canadian Shield is where the granite comes up in the earth, and all of the land from here further north is all granite. Over here we have soil on this side of the channel.
Okay.
That side is all granite.
Oh.
So that's like cottage country, Muskokas.
1,000 feet up.
Perry Sound is up that way, Huntsville that way, Muskoka, Bracebridge that way. Very nice area. The only problem with that area for a pilot, if the engine fails and we're over there,
No.
there's not many places to land because it's all granite.
Yeah.
Over here, at least there's farmers' fields to land in. There's things like that. Now, I've never had an engine failure in this
Approaching
airplane before,
altitude.
but in 26 years of flying, I have had engine failures. This is a very modern new plane. I don't anticipate that happening.
How much it cost, like, the plane? in general?
Well, this plane is expensive. It was expensive when I bought it. This one was around $150,000. However, you can get planes a lot cheaper now. You can get them brand new for $100,000, like this, or you buy a used one for about $55,000, $60,000.
Mike Uniform Romeo is now
And generally, that's the way most people will start, is buying a gently used airplane. See how the granite comes through the water?
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know it's granite. I thought it's like some kind of foam or whatever.
No, that's all rock.
Oh my god.
And all of the land from here to the next 100 miles is all granite.
How expensive is like maintenance? Like you need to rent. Where do you like? Okay, you have the place to rent because maybe you run the school or whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
But in general, like if there's like average person, like where would they store it?
Well, you'd have to find an airport. Generally, closer to you is better.
Okay.
And of course, every airport's going to differ on price. It's just like renting a spot in a mall or a, whatever. I've seen them as low as $150 a month as a hangar, all the way up until $1,000 a month. It depends on what size you want. But generally, you can fit most planes into a $150 hangar.
Midland, VOR. Climbing to 5,500. Yankee Oscar calling.
That's beautiful, huh?
Oh.
Collingwood area traffic, Bravo Foxtrot Juliet over Creemore at 3,500 feet, heading up north.
Yep, this is cottage country. Well, they call this Honey Harbor.
Approaching altitude. Leaving altitude.
Yeah, it takes time to control it.
Yeah. I find usually within 6 hours of training, I have people landing and taking off.
Oh,
But
wow.
that's the first 6 hours. The rest of the time to make up 25 hours or so is to learn all the regulations, all the laws, how to land at airports, procedures. We do simulated engine failures. We do all kinds of practice.
Midland area traffic. Cirrus Charlie Foxtrot Yankee Oscar coming over the tip of the bay. 5,500. We'll pass by the airport to the south, headed to the YE transponder, Yankee Oscar.
You drive a car and like you fly like pretty long. You said Florida.
Yeah.
Like how hard is it like comparing to car? I mean, you get tired. Like you are like what, or you feel the same? Like what do you think?
Well, to be honest with you, in this plane, once you're experienced, it's not too bad because I turn on autopilot.
Okay.
Most planes won't have that. That's an expensive option. But it's more work for your brain. So it stresses a lot of people out. It makes sense, there's a lot of radio communications you have to do.
Good morning, Collingwood.
You have to really watch out for other airplanes all the time. On the road, it's easy. We're always traveling the same direction.
Yeah.
Here, there could be planes coming everywhere, so you're always looking for planes.
Approaching altitude.
So after flying a few hours, it's very exhausting.
Leaving
But once you
altitude.
get a lot of experience, it becomes easier, just like anything, right?
Okay.
So I wouldn't recommend somebody to get their license and then try to go fly to Florida.
Yeah, of course.
Get your license, practice, play around Ontario, play around Canada, and then upgrade your license so you can go to the States.
Yankee Charlie uniforms over Creemore, descending out of
It's
3,000
like my son recently got G2, but like months before he got G2, he already planned trip to Bruce Peninsula.
Oh yeah.
And he planned trip to US. And once he got license, he said, okay, we go on the trip. It's like, man, what do you think? Like, what?
Winds are calm right now, and I believe that traffic has...
I didn't allow him, like, now he's driving a lot, like, around.
Yeah.
At least he get experience. Oh, yeah, I know how to drive. I know that you know how to drive, but it's totally different when you go, like, long way.
Yep.
But yeah, I do understand this, yeah.
But yeah, it's the same logic in a plane. There is a lot to learn. So what we should do is maybe at least head back to land over there again, because, just because, all this rock. Look at that, huh? Those houses are built right on the granite.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Field,
like it's
overflying the field at 3,500 feet and then heading eastwards to Muskoka.
Leaving altitude.
I'm going down?
No, you're going up.
Oh, I'm going up, okay.
There you go.
I feel like it looks like I'm going up, but...
Collingwood traffic, Yankee Charlie uniform is 5 south, 2,500, descending inbound for landing 13.
I'm just going to make a radio announcement to let other pilots know where we are.
Okay.
Midland area traffic, SportStar via Juliet Kilo Yankee is approximately 2 miles west of Beausoleil Island, traveling southwestbound en route to Midland Airport, 2,500 feet.
Yeah, it's too bad we have all these clouds today, but in a way it's kind of cool because it looks really nice.
Yeah.
Different layers, like all the low fog.
Collingwood traffic, Yankee Charlie uniforms overhead 1,800.
That's okay. We can be up as high as, like, we can go as high as we want. We just can't go through the cloud.
Collingwood traffic, Yankee Charlie uniform is joining mid-left downwind 13, full stop.
It takes some getting used to, right?
Yeah,
If it was that easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah, the same, like when I drive the car, like, and when I just look around,
Yeah.
basically I just hold the car like in the same.
Yeah.
Like my son, he just started, he look around and his car started like, okay,
Yeah.
look at the road.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
it's the same with here, yeah.
Where are you originally from?
Ukraine.
Ah, very nice. Same with my family.
Oh, really?
Yep. West Ukraine area, Lvov.
Collingwood traffic,
Well,
Yankee
yep.
Charlie uniform turning right.
Yeah,
In the area,
13, full
you know.
actually it's a beautiful place. There's like, it's not close, yeah, it's maybe kind of close to like Canada, Muskoka, like,
Yeah,
I mean the area around. Like,
That's right.
But there's mountains. So,
yeah. Yeah, I was there last year. Very nice.
and Lvov, like it's very beautiful.
Yeah, nice city.
Yeah, Kiev, Lvov, it's like two most the beautiful cities in Ukraine.
Yeah. So right down there, the really big building with the round buildings, it's right there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the big super jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you don't want to go there.
No.
And then the place on the corner here, the really big, it looks like a big campus. That's the insane asylum.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And Midland area traffic, it's Charlie Fox Yankee Oscar Oscar just overhead the VOR 5.5. We'll be circling here and then releasing for the simulated RNAV 31 into Collingwood.
Yeah, I really liked Ukraine. Yeah, we went there last May, my wife and I and my mother.
Altitude.
We had a good time.
Yeah, we've been like on
Collingwood area traffic, Foxtrot Julia.
Really good chocolate, really good coffee, and good vodka. Holy crap.
And good food. Good and cheap food.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. Lovely.
You're getting the hang of this. It's easier with time.
Yeah, I think so. What kind of fuel is here?
What kind of oil?
No, oil, gas.
Oh, this aircraft can run off two types. Right now we're running off of just regular gasoline, 91 octane, no ethanol. So Shell 91.
Okay.
Or you can also use avgas, which is 100 low lead.
What is this?
It's an aviation gas
Okay.
that has lead in it. But I don't like to use it because every time you use the aviation fuel, you have to change the oil every 25 hours. When you use the car gas, every 50 hours.
Oh,
So the car gas is nicer on the internal parts of the engine.
okay. How many like kilometers you can go like on? Or like I mean 400 kilometers. Like how do you measure the gas?
Well, an airplane has an hour meter, which is right here. So every time you fly in an airplane, you write down the hour meter. So when we land, I write down the hour meter. Okay. Every 50 hours, I change the oil.
Okay.
And Mike Victor's rolling, 1-3.
So that's the way you do it. 50 hours, though, that's a lot of flying.
Yeah. And how much gas it takes like per 100 kilometers? So like, I don't know, like for 1 hour of flying? Usually like...
You're about 22 liters an hour. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
It depends. Like the type of cruising we're doing right now, we might be doing 17 liters an hour. It's when we start throttling up and landing and taking off uses a lot of fuel, stuff like that.
Okay.
But just for cruising, it's very efficient.
When it's windy, like a little bit, I understand it's gonna be rough, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you like autopilot? Does it like help or like?
It does. Yeah.
And what is better like in that condition? Like use like manual?
Well, you always have to compensate for the wind. So the autopilot will steer this. It will do everything the stick does, but it won't do the rudders. So when you have autopilot on, you still have to control the rudders if you want to correct for wind.
Okay.
And it won't do the throttle either. So we have to add power all the time or take it away if we need to.
Collingwood traffic, helicopter Gulf Mike Uniform Romeo is clearing 2.5 to the east over the town of Stayner, climbing into from 1,500 to 1,800. Direct inbound city of Barrie.
So there's that airport again in front of us. We don't want to go over top of it, so we just have to go to the one side or the other side. Perfect.
Okay, let me check out the islands.
Yeah, man.
Just curious, like, let's say when you go like for the pilot license, like, how do you pass the test? Like, there's some flight centers, or like, what is it?
Yeah, well, there's different stages of license to get. To get this license for you to fly by yourself, I do the test with you, meaning the flying test. A person like me will do it. If you want to carry a passenger, you just book an appointment with the government examiner. They will come to the airport and fly with you in the same plane you train in. You just got to pay them, I think, $300 to $500 to do the test for an hour. And you got to do a special, you got to do all the procedures. You got to demonstrate you can perform all the proper procedures. Then you get a stamp for that. Now you can carry your wife or your friend. And if you want to upgrade to the private pilot license to fly a larger plane, you just have to put in more hours in the other type of aircraft, the bigger aircraft. And the same thing, you have to go do another flight test with a government examiner.
Okay.
There is a written test. It's multiple choice, and you do it in North York. That's where the Transport Canada office is. And the way it works is once you're ready, a flight instructor will give you a letter saying you're ready to take the test. You will bring that letter and your ID, give it to them at Transport Canada. They will issue a computer and a test.
Oh, okay.
So you just do the test multiple choice, and then you're good to go.
And Tango Mike Victor starting left base, 13 Collingwood.
I've seen people get their license as quick as 2 months. I've seen people take as long as 1.5 years. It all depends on their schedule. Very nice area here.
Oh, yeah.
Sandy beaches.
Do you know what kind of, like, where we are? What kind of beaches are here?
The name of this beach right down here is called Bomb Beach.
Oh, it's Bomb Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this place. Now I know how it looks from up.
Yeah, this is Bomb Beach. As the coast starts going that way, it becomes like Woodland Beach, and then Wasaga's over that way.
When you turn, it looks like you're going down.
Yeah.
Tango Mike Victor reporting final, 13 Collingwood. It's going to be an overshoot.
So that one is Tiny Beach, I understand.
Yep.
Okay.
13 Collingwood.
Oh, so you know the area a little bit.
Yeah, I was looking like recently. I wanted to go on the beach like 2
Yeah.
weeks ago, and
So what we should do now is we should turn back towards the direction where we came from. So it's going to be that way.
okay.
We'll just start getting closer to the area. Yeah, this is very, very nice water here, Georgian Bay. Nice freshwater lake. Good for fishing, good for boating, having fun. Very nice. So the airport we came from is going to be in that direction over there.
Okay.
That's it.
Travis, make this one, make the whole chart.
When we turn, like, you feel if we go down or like up, right?
A little bit.
Okay. Because for me, it's like still confusing. Like, I just need to look on the numbers. Like,
Yeah.
I feel okay. We go like down, like, and I feel like, you know, we go down.
It gets easier to fly if it was a really clear day and you can see the horizon nice and clear. Then it's easier to make your turns. When it gets kind of foggy like this, you get confused. I understand.
Do you know, like, if there's like motion sickness for the people who like on the plane, this kind of plane, or like?
Yeah, people get it in these planes, yeah.
Okay, because my wife, like, she's kind of like, she doesn't like boats.
Yeah. Well, what I would recommend for somebody like her, if she's going to come up and try one of these introductory flights, maybe take one of those gravel pills before the flight. The only problem with that, if you want to learn to be a pilot, you have to learn how to do it without it.
Yeah.
In time, you get better. When I started flying, I was 16 years old. I used to get very sick. And over a few hours of training, 5-6 hours, it didn't happen anymore. So you just train it's your inner ear that's causing that.
Yeah.
Your equilibrium, right? Some people can never overcome it, but
altitude.
I found I was able to beat it, and I know other people that have been able to get over it.
Leaving altitude.
Tango Mike Sprinklers reporting mid-wind 13 Collingwood.
On the traffic, Mike Uniform Mike is rolling into position for 1-2.
Have you fly like bigger planes?
I do, yeah.
Okay. And if it's like, what is the next step after this one?
The next step of license is called the private pilot, and that'll let you fly a plane that has multiple seats with a single engine. Once you want to get 2 engines, you just have to get another stamp in your book and train on a twin engine, they call it. Then you can get a night certificate. You can get a instrument certificate, meaning you could fly through clouds.
Oh.
That's one of the most difficult to do is instrument. Because you got to learn how to fly without seeing outside. You can only look at this stuff and not even this advanced. Like it wouldn't have this screen back here, only the gauges. So it gets really tricky. Like I say, this is the easiest way to get into flying is these right here.
Yeah.
Cheapest, easiest, and it's affordable too because you get a plane for $50,000. As long as you don't break the plane, you usually get good resale value on them. They hold their value.
Tango, Mike Victor, turning final. 13 Collingwood, full stop, backtrack, and exit.
Yeah, see, in the time we've been flying, you got really comfortable on this thing.
Yeah, I like it. Couple of months ago, I was trying to start flying like the drone. You know,
Yeah,
toy, like.
yeah.
And when I started, like, it was like impossible. Like, you just need to do like very like light movements, and it just like nuke like mambo jumbo. Like.
That's right. Yeah.
And couple of weeks, like, yeah, now I'm much better.
That's right.
Yes, I'm here.
Time and training.
Practice, yeah, and practice.
So starting around here, we're going to keep flying straight towards the airport, but we're going to begin to let the altitude come down. So we still have 10 miles or so to go, or 7 miles. We're going to lower the plane down to 1,700 feet. We're right now at 2,400. We're going to go all the way down to 1,700.
Edenvale traffic, Tango Roma X-ray turning final for runway 13 full stop.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Echo is holding short on 226 for traffic on final.
So the thing that's going to get confusing coming up here is how we go into the landing procedure. When we get a little bit closer to the airport, I'll take over because it's going to get, we have to fly a certain pattern. Awesome.
Edenvale traffic is Sirius Charlie Fox Yankee Oscar Oscar. We'll be transiting the zone just south 3000 into Collingwood. Any traffic Yankee Oscar Oscar.
So that's why I said we had to go down to 1,700. That puts us 1,000 feet over the ground for the procedure we need to do.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Echo is backtracking 13.
Edenvale traffic, Tango Roma X-ray airborne off 13 for the circuit.
So you know what? These guys are using a different runway than I thought, so we're going to have to alter a little bit. We're going to have to begin to climb back up to 2,200.
Turning downwind for 13 touch and go.
Perfect. Yeah, just start a little bit of a climb. I'll add some power. I'm going to make a radio announcement.
Edenvale traffic, SportStar India Juliet Kilo Yankee is for 4.5 miles north of the field, inbound for landing, currently at 2,200. Going to overfly the field for the turnaround procedure, drop down on the dead side, and join the mid-left downwind, 13.
Awesome.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Echo rolling 13 for the circuit.
Edenvale traffic, Tango Roma X-ray turning left crosswind for runway 13.
Perfect. So we're just going to keep flying in this direction. Once we get over top of the airport, I will take over. So we're going to fly right over top. So right now what's happening is there's two planes flying what they call circuits. They're taking off, turning again, and landing. So they're doing circles, practice.
Runway 13.
So that's why we had to come up higher than them.
Is anybody currently using 26? Negative 2 aircraft in the pattern right now for 13. Copy that. Up the backtrack runway 08 for takeoff. Scott, I have 1 on Delta.
All right, so here, Vadim, I'm going to take over because it's going to get confusing. You did great.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Evektor is turning left crosswind for 13.
Golf X-ray Bravo, Cessna 150. Simulated engine failure, touch and go, runway 13, Edenvale.
So how did that feel?
It feels great, like...
Oh, you're addicted now.
Yeah. Oh, man. I didn't expect that they like this much.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another one, yeah.
Yeah. Now the theory is they're 500 feet below us.
Yeah.
There's another one right underneath us. You'll see them come out that way past our wing.
Number 2.
So this is
one lining up on runway
part of the thing that's confusing. We have to learn as a pilot is how to do this procedure.
Go back to Bravo, it's rolling 13 again.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee overhead the field at 2,200 to descend on the dead side crossback over, join the mid-left downwind, 13.
Okay, Scott, I have 1, we're rolling 08.
Edenvale traffic, Tango Rome X-ray turning final for runway 13, full stop.
And now I'm going to descend. I'm just looking for the other planes right now that are flying around. I don't see any over here.
One is landing.
Okay, good.
Approaching altitude.
And Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee overhead the field at circuit height to join the mid-left downwind, 13.
Scott, I have 1 off at 08, making our left turn towards the main beach at Wasaga through 1500, continuing climbing.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Evektor is turning left base 13, number 1.
That's the guy talking right now.
Edenvale traffic, Tango Rome X-ray clearing, active runway 132 Delta.
And traffic just about to turn base over on runway 13. I believe it's a float plane. You guys are coming really close to our drop zone. You mind keeping it in tight? We're going to be dropping jumpers in 7 or 8 minutes. Well, if you want to be concerned about how guys are flying around the pattern, maybe you could join the traffic pattern, not take off on a runway that's not the active runway. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I didn't get a chance to check that NOTAM. Is it closed down for construction today, do you know? No, wide open, uncontrolled airport. Alright, copy.
Edenvale traffic, Cessna Golf X-ray Bravo is turning downwind for 13, touch and go.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Evektor is turning final 13, full stop.
A lot of stuff going on right now. So those guys are landing ahead of us.
And Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee is turning left base 13, number 2. Edenvale traffic, Tango Rome X-ray backtracking runway 08 for runway 13.
All right, now we're going to start going down. Yeah, so this is one of the harder
Altitude.
parts of flying, is doing this whole landing procedure, because you got to be perfect on your airspeed right here. I'm trying to hold it at 65. If we go too slow, it's very dangerous. So right now I'm going to put the nose down to speed up.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee is turning final 13, full stop. Edenvale traffic, Tango Roma X-ray holding short of runway 13 for incoming traffic.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Yosako is clear as the active on 08.
There we go. Nice and gentle. That's it, safe and sound on the ground. You did really, really good, Vadim.
Thanks. It was easy to fly. I mean,
Yeah,
after you like take off and like land.
that's right. But no, you did well. A lot of people get control and they steer too much, and it becomes really rough.
Edenvale traffic, Cessna Golf X-ray Bravo is turning final for 13 touch and go.
Edenvale traffic, Tango Roma X-ray setting up for immediate departure from runway 13.
Take your time. We're a mile and a half final. Runway 13, touch go.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee is clear. 13 on Delta.
Amazing experience.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I did.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Yosako is holding short on 08 for in traffic on final for 13.
So that plane right there, that's called that's a Cessna 182, and that has multiple seats. So that plane you have to have a private pilot license, which is the more expensive license than this one.
Okay.
But you know, the one in that hangar there, that's the same as this. You can go skydiving there.
Edenvale traffic, Tango Roma X-ray turning left crosswind for runway 13.
Engine speed.
Edenvale traffic, Zulu Yosako is backtracking 13.
We did it.
Wow.
I gotta open the top so it doesn't get too hot in here.